I graduated from El Colegio de Mexico. I have a BA in International Relations there. Economics in Great Britain, and I did a Master's of Science in International Relations as well. Then I joined the Foreign Service, so I got diplomatic courses at the Instituto Matías Romero, which is our diplomatic academy. Then my first position joining the Foreign Service was to the University of the Armed Forces in Mexico, and I did a National Security Master's, a Master's in National Security and National Defense, which is the top military course in Mexico. It took me 10 years from that moment in which I said I would like to be a Mexican diplomat to become a Mexican diplomat. We have, like many countries, we have a selection process to join the diplomatic service through exams and through contests, in which there is a series of examinations, and you start getting part of the contestants eliminated until you get the ones you admit. I had to miss twice two of the. I finished my university studies, my bachelor's degree studies, and I didn't have the title at the time, and so there was an exam, and I didn't have all the courses complete, so I couldn't enter the contest then. Then I went to London to do the masters, and another contest came in, and I had to leave the master's studies unaccomplished. So I chose to finish my master's degree and postpone the. So it was at the third time until it was in 1988 when I finally was able to enter the contest, and I was fortunate enough to be one of the 10 persons who got selected by the Foreign Service. Now, there's another peculiarity of Miami as a consulate. If you, just like in the US, if you are going to go to Mexico to work with a work permit, you have to obtain that working visa outside Mexico. Mm-hmm. So many people come from Europe or from all over the United States to this consulate to obtain that visa. So we have that's probably the rest, the next 10% of our output, working visas to work in Mexico. And that's the largest part in the documentation section. We also have a section that since if you have a Mexican couple or a Mexican national having a child, father or mother, they can come over here and get a birth certificate for that baby as a Mexican. So we also have many people coming over and getting birth certificates for people born here. We also have a section that does powers of attorney. If you need to do some legal business in Mexico and you cannot go over there, you can ask somebody to do it for yourself, but you do the powers of attorney here and then send it over to the other person. And also one very important part, which is consular protection. When you have 500,000 people living in the state, part of that population is going to get in trouble eventually. And they need somebody who can advise them on how to get a lawyer or make sure that due process is being followed by the authorities. Mexicans migrate here because of a combination of factors. Mm-hmm. The most important one is that there is demand for their labor. We have between Mexico and US, even we like it or not, there is an international labor market working in which there is a supply side and a demand side. So there is a demand for the labor. Second, there is a huge gap in what you are paid for doing the same job in the two economies. So that's also an incentive to come over here. Third, and this is one of the things that I stress the most, coming here is expensive because you need to come over here with overcoming a huge lot of difficulties, and only people that have at least that resources at the beginning are able to come over here.